Hello, YouTube. How's everybody doing this evening? Well, tonight. I want to come on today because last night I was thinking about a subject and I was like, hmm, let's talk about the benefits of therapy. Okay, me myself, I grew up in the church. I grew up in Pentecostal. And so all my life, um, I was told, take it to God in prayer. Prayer changes things. You need to go to church if different stuff pop up or problems happen. You need to go to church or something like that. And so I grew up thinking, okay, if I go to church when I have a problem, everything will be solved. Even before people got married and stuff, they go to the preacher to get the counseling, you know. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But these days, we need I know I have utilized professional help when I've had issues. I have a therapist, and in my culture, a lot of people are embarrassed to have a therapist, or they're embarrassed to go to therapy, and they're embarrassed to if they have to take any medication for things like anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, just all the different behavioral health issues. We were taught it's taboo to go outside of the church to get help. But you know what I found out? These days, you can't tell everybody what you're going through. The point is to tell somebody, but even your own relatives will turn on you. You have to be very, very careful who you tell what, because sometimes people will use that against you. Now, me myself, I have grown up enough where whatever I did, good or bad, yeah, I did it. But today I ain't doing it. Yeah, that was me. But today it's not me. You did this before. Yep, I sure did. A lot of times people can handle the truth. Even when it comes to my children. Some people might tell them this or that. So they're like, Mama, you did? Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was me. But my point is, what am I doing now, and what am I doing today? And that doesn't mean that I won't make no more mistakes, but I'll try not to make the same ones, you know. But I was able to get to this point in my life because of therapy. I've been in the group therapy um, atmosphere. I've been on the one-on-one therapist atmosphere, and it has helped me tremendous because the therapist knows different techniques to use in order to wake up my cognitive behavior. I got coping skills. Um, it's different things that I know that I can do besides turn to something that's wrong. That's why you see people jog. That's why you see people be a usher at a church. That's why you see people meditate or read or go walking, yoga, different things. You get in where you fit in. And for me at that time, it was therapy. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to let anybody know because see, I want to let people know that it works if you're open minded to it. I didn't want to go to my preacher. I didn't want to go to the mother of the church. I want to go to a trained professional who has a confidentiality clause. And it worked for me. And a lot of people think, oh, if you go see a psychiatrist or a therapist, you got to pay so much money. No, there are programs out there that will pay for sessions. Luckily I had insurance, but you can get these kind of services through the state. There are state run facilities who have therapists on deck, and you don't have to pay a thing. even when it comes to medication, if you don't have insurances, and this goes with physical things too, it's different things that you can sign up for to get help with medicine. The prescription discount card pays up to 75% of whatever your medicine costs. I mean, it's ways to even when you're in the doctor's office, ask for samples. It's according to what how bad you want this, how bad you want to fight for your emotional well being. You know, I think it's worth it because these days, nobody ain't got time to be walking around here hurting and in pain because I don't know how to cope with something. Today, I know how to cope with things without doing something bad. In the past, I had to turn to different things, drinking, smoking, thugging, all that, because I didn't know no better. See, I was the type of person. See, I grew up with my mom and daddy, and they gave me a good life. They did, but they sheltered me from so many things. And so when I went to college for the first time, I just went wild and then realized that I had tendencies, the same tendencies some um some members of my family went through, especially when it comes to alcoholism and things like that. You know, they didn't tell me and my sister nothing about these people some of them were drunks and street sweepers, all that kind of stuff. I had to learn every lesson the hard way. And I have to say that because a lot of people think, oh, if you grew up in the ghetto, then you end up like that. No, no. I often say jokingly, I say it jokingly, that I was like, I'm a real OG because I didn't grow up like this. It just pop out of me. So I'm like, so I'm the real deal. Ain't nobody teach me how to do this. I ain't have to watch Boys in the Hood or nobody, no song taught me how to do. I'm like, I'm this anyway, But that was just some of my obnoxious communication that I displayed at times when I thought I was being funny or thought I was being bad or something like that. But I, I I urge anybody that if you're dealing with whatever issue you deal with, everybody don't have issues, okay? Some people footloose, fancy free. But if you think you may need some kind of therapy in order to get through different emotions that you have in your life, utilize it. A lot of times you can Google it, behavioral health in the Middle Georgia area or wherever you at in the country. You can Google what you want, and then and don't worry about if you can't afford it. Okay, if you can't afford it, most insurances will pay for most of that stuff, but there are free services through clinics and different programs that are out there. Even when it comes to alcohol and drugs, I mean, AA and ENA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, that's free. You know, it just suggested that you try to make 90 meetings in 90 days when you first start and get involved. And, they urge you to get a sponsor and get people telephone numbers and participate in service, different things like that. And you ain't got to pay a dime. But everybody can't do it like that. Some people have to go check themselves into somewhere, you know. And if you have to do that, you can get hooked up with those kind of services while you inside like that. Some people they have to go to jail. Some people their life may be threatened. They might die if they drink anymore. Won't their liver might go. Just different things that come up in your life that therapy uses, and it works. Another reason why I can say that it works because me myself, I have gone to college before for counseling, and I learned the different techniques that can, because everybody's different. Some people use the empty chair technique, for instance, where you put a chair in the middle of the room and you you imagine whoever you want in that chair and what you want to say to them, and you get it out. Journaling helps. You know, um, it's just so many things that can you can benefit from having a therapist. Even celebrities, you know, have therapists. It's just not the poor people that's bad off or something like that. A lot of people they need therapy, you know. And then a lot of times when you find some people that may say something about it or try to pick at you or something about it, they need it the worst. Because when you're a healthy individual, you're not gonna pick at nobody downfall. You're not gonna talk about them behind their back and try to hurt their learning process. When you're a well-rounded, self-confident person, you don't do that to people. So even people that act like that, just ignore people that act like that. They, you know, that's just the frame of mind that they used to, and that's what they think worked for them in order to distract their own selves from what they got going on. You know, marriage counseling. It's good if you having trouble in your marriage. Um, Grief counseling. If you lost someone, it's trained people that can deal with grief. Even when it comes to things like food addictions and gambling addictions, and anything that is hindering your behavior health, and you want to get out of the situation, you go for what you know. And a therapist can help you do that. And like I say, they're trained to be confidential. Even though I said I went to college for counseling, I tell people that I have been trained to empower the individual to help themselves. Just like I do my children. I'm not gonna be there I'm not gonna be there everywhere you go. If I give you some good advice or give you some good therapy or whatever, you got to be able to use that yourself. Because I'm not gonna be there. It's gonna be a day where I'm not there, and you got to know what to do. And so that's why when I, you know, um, come to some people's aid in times like that, I make sure they have the tools to use in order to help their own self. Because a lot of times, our egos make us think we doing something, we running something, we powerful or something like that, and it's not like it's that's not the case. I am a Christian. I believe in God, and I believe that He helps me in whatever circumstance I'm in. But I just want to put the word out there that therapy is a good thing. Don't worry about what folks say if they find out about therapy. You'll be that healthy individual. You'll be that person that's not crying yourself to sleep no more because you have utilized the help that is out there. You know. So I just wanted to come on tonight, and just for the ones that may need to hear it, therapy is a good thing. Therapists are good people. Psychiatrists are good people. A lot of times, even if you get prescribed medicine, you may have to um, try a few out before you get the right regimen for you. But don't give up. Everybody don't need medicine, but some people do. You know, and so for some people, they don't want to self medicate. They don't want to have to go drink themselves to sleep. They want to be able to work through some issues and safely use medicine in order to regulate some of the feelings that the chemicals, a lot of it is chemical imbalances in your brain too. It just depended on what you have put yourself through. But therapy is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with a psychiatrist. And especially in my culture, we don't believe in that. You take your butt to church and you'll be all right. But I've learned that ain't what helped me, because it was some things that I've seen members of the clergy do that I ain't even finna act like that, and that not even I don't want to act like that. So people like that, Lord bless them, but I won't use them for my therapy. I need to make sure I stay straight so I can pray for them because they're messing with a lot of people's lives when they're members of the clergy, and a lot of people looking up to them. But that's their own issue, and God can change them too. But no, I ain't going to nobody at the church telling them nothing what I'm going through. Because I ain't got time for them to be calling my family members. Ooh, she was in church saying how she wants to do this, but we might need to do. No, it misconstrued when all it may have been that I needed a sounding board, and I know how to utilize my tools these days, and that's how I'm able to one day at a time become a better individual. You know, even though I'm 48 years old, I still need to learn how to act. Each day I still want to grow to be a better individual. Things that I used to do, I don't do no more, and I want to stay not doing them no more. And like I said, that don't mean I ain't gonna make no mistakes, but I try to not make the same ones. And therapy's not for everybody, but I just want to let whoever want to utilize that tool go ahead. I mean, it works, and you let people know. You let your health professionals know what you need. You let them know what you want. You know, every time all doctors ain't right either. You be the one to say, well, I don't know about if I should take this, or I don't know if I want to go there for meditation. You let them people know what you want. You participate in your assessment. You participate in your case plan. Because if you're the healthiest person, like I'm gonna say me, if I'm the healthiest person that I can be, my children automatically benefit from me being like that. My family benefits from me being like that, you know. And that's how I am able to help somebody because I'm helping myself. I want to be better. I want to learn. I don't want to think I know everything. That's what I tell my children. Don't just because I'm older and wiser, that don't mean I know everything. I want to hear what you got to say. I want to know what your opinion is. I'm not gonna shoot you down just because, oh, I think I'm running something. That's what's wrong with a lot of us parents. We think we're running something, and a lot of times we running our children away. That's what we running. And I'm not gonna be that parent to do that. I'm not gonna be, I've shared before on social media. People be like, "You don't never whoop your child," because we chilling. We things come up. We communicate. Every child didn't have to get whooped. You know, and we know the important things of life, and we trying to avoid some of this stuff that have us acting up. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't no family perfect. But I got my own technique of parenting, and It's really working pretty good because I got some good children. Ain't nobody perfect, but it's working pretty good, and I brag on because they are well balanced children. They're aware of all subjects, all walks of life, all demographics. I often say I train mine, and even myself. We can be dropped in the middle of the earth, and we gonna know what to do. You know, I ain't got to worry about if my child leave me when they go to college or whatever, and they have to leave me. I know they gonna know what to do, and I was good to them, and it's a difference when you spoil children in the right way. You know, I like how I use the spoiling techniques is I taught them how to spoil themselves. If somebody tell you no, you find out how to do it yourself. You get it yourself. You come up with an idea. You smart. Cause like I say, I won't always be there, and I want you to know what to do. I want you to know how to handle this world. Don't do like I did. Had to learn every lesson the hard way. I ain't know there were mean people out there. I didn't know that people do you dirty and wrong until I got after 18. Some people learn that at age 2 and 3. But I lived 19 years of my life without thinking somebody in my family would do me wrong until it happened. It was a cousin of mine. But up until then, I lived 19 years without thinking somebody in my family would do me wrong until it happened. And when it happened, it devastated me. And over the years, I would deal with this person. Then I stopped dealing with it. But every time I got burnt, every time, every time. And this was close relative, you know. And every now and then I have to talk about that with my therapist because I just can't fathom the fact that a relative can hurt you like that. That's why I tell my children, talk to strangers. You can talk to strangers because it be your own kind sometimes that'll stab you in the back and twist the knife. But I got through a lot of that because of the therapy. I utilize therapy, and when those feelings come up, I got coping skills. This is part of me coping, being able to share my experience, strength, and hope on the subject of therapy. Because everybody don't go to church. Some people don't want to go to church. Some people don't want to hear nothing about God, but still they want to know what to do, where they can help themselves live a healthy and emotional way, emotionally healthy mind. And therapy has given me these tools and this knowledge. So if you like what you heard, you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Hit that like button and you'll know when I post the next video. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.